Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your tech guru Kaiser. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to see how to install Ubuntu OS in VirtualBox. Along with that, we will do one more activity, which is to resize the display screen, which is the biggest challenge you will be facing once you install Ubuntu OS within the VirtualBox. Please join me. So before we start, first you need to do two things. First is you need to go to virtualbox.org, go to your favorite browser and just enter this address virtualbox.org and download the respective package, the VirtualBox. In my case, the download VirtualBox 6.1. So I'm sure that you'll be seeing some different versions down the line during the respective framework. So during the respective time frame. So click on the download VirtualBox 6.1 and download the respective package based upon your OS where you're going to install this VirtualBox. In my case, I'll be choosing Windows host, and some people might be using Mac OS and the Linux distributions. I'll show one of the Linux distribution as part of of the part of this activity, but we are just focusing on Windows host. So what I'm planning to do is that I'll be just downloading this Windows host, and for other distributions, if you face any challenges, don't forget to comment in my YouTube channel where you see this video at the moment. So now make sure that you download. I'm not going to show how to download everything. Just click on it and download the respective exe file will be downloaded in your respective download folder or wherever you have chosen the folder to be downloaded. And just click on the exe file in Windows. I'm talking about especially on Windows. Just double click that exe file and it's a straightforward process. Just click next, 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 and it will install the VirtualBox into your respective machine. So this is as per the Windows. Now, next thing, what you need to do is that download the respective ISO of your Ubuntu flavor. So now you just go to your respective browser and just enter ubuntu.com and go to download options there and just click the respective versions which you want to download. So in my case, I downloaded 20.04, which is a long-term contract we have, so close to 3 to 4 years, I believe. So to 20 till 2023 it is available. So if you choose 21.04, it is just they are supporting till next year January 2022. So it's up to you which one to use, whether a long term or it's a short term. So just make a choice. So in my case, I choose this LTS. So once you download it, it will take an average based upon your internet bandwidth. So I'm not going to show because I already downloaded it. So download, keep it ready. So two things. First, install the VirtualBox. I just given the instruction. Next, you download this LTS Ubuntu ISO file. If you want to install VirtualBox in any Ubuntu flavored distros, I'm using an Ubuntu only. I'm just going to show you certain commands to easily install VirtualBox. So already I've just discussed how to do that in Windows. Just download the exe, just double click it, next, next, next. It will install very easily in Windows, but here we need to run few commands in Linux. If you are already familiar with Linux, I'm just going to help you out how best we can install VirtualBox in Ubuntu. So what you do is that go to terminals. So go to show applications. You can search for terminal here. I'm just going to do a search here, terminal. So make a note, this will be applicable to any kind of distro which is having a Ubuntu as core. Here I'm using Ubuntu only. Just click on terminal. So what you do is that sudo apt-get, you just do an update. So make sure that you update, of course, make sure you provide the respective password. Just make sure you update it, keep everything updated softwares. I just clicked on update. So let's see what happens. So I'll enlarge this also. So once it is updated, so what you do is that just type sudo apt-get install virtual box. Make a note, people, this will be working everywhere within the Ubuntu flavors, distro flavors. I'm talking about VirtualBox. Install VirtualBox, click on next. So let's see what happens. Yes, click on yes. You're going to continue this. Sudo apt-get install VirtualBox. This command will be given in the description, not to worry. Just make sure what I'm planning to do. Here I'm first installing the VirtualBox and we'll run this VirtualBox. Let's see what I'm planning to do within the Linux environment to install the VirtualBox. So now it's installed. Next command, you need to install some kind of extension package also as part of the VirtualBox. So type sudo apt-get install VirtualBox. So VirtualBox hyphen extension ext hyphen pack. So you're going to install that also in the extension package of the VirtualBox. So let's see what happens once you install this. So it's asking for some kind of confidential agreement. So let's just make sure you read it if you wish to, or else we'll go quickly. Click on tab, click on OK. Now just click on enter. Of course you agree to that license. Click on tab, click on yes. Of course, just enter. So now I agree to everything, the license. Now the go I have just accept to install. Sudo apt-get install VirtualBox. This command will be given in the description, not to worry. Just make sure what I'm planning to do. Here I'm first installing the VirtualBox and we'll run this VirtualBox. Let's see what I'm planning to do within the Linux environment to install the VirtualBox. Now that extension is also installed. Now what we can do is that just run virtual box, just hit enter. You should get the prompt of the VirtualBox while I got it. So now we will see how to do further, how to install Ubuntu within the VirtualBox. So once this is ready, so what you need to do is that just go to the VirtualBox in your desktop. If you could have created a screen means shortcut, just go to this VirtualBox, just double click it. You will get this kind of prompt. So I'm just making it bigger now. So what you need to do is that I'm going with a step by step how to install Ubuntu OS into the VirtualBox. So what you do is that click on new. So it's asking for the name. You can give any name. So in my case I'll say Kaiser Ubuntu, some kind of some test. I'll say some name. So it's automatically the version Ubuntu 64-bit came, so you can choose. Okay, so here we are just focusing on the Ubuntu OS. Okay, down the line I'll come with the different videos, but here just automatically the version came in, the type is Linux, the folder. So you can change it based upon whatever you want to do. So I have all the respective things. Click on the next. So it's asking how much memory you want to allocate to this. I prefer you give enough memory. So if you have 8 GB random access memory means RAM, so you just give half of it, 4 GB or something. Just don't give 1 GB. It's not going to help you much. In my case 16 GB is there, but I'm just going to give an average of 4 GB only for this test mission. So my kind request is that if you have 8 GB RAM, just give 4 GB at least, or else it's not going to work as smooth, buttery smooth, or else you will find it very tough to work in that virtual box. Okay, so my kind request. So click on next. Create a new virtual hard disk. Yes, you create a new one. Don't means if you have an existing one, you can choose. But as a beginner, just create a new one. So create. Now it's asking for VDI. Yes, you click on VDI virtual box disk image. Yes, I have that. So click next. As dynamically allocated means you will have some size. Okay, it will dynamically allocate some size to that virtual hard drive. So click on next. It's asking at least give some 10 GB. They are saying minimum, but I prefer you just give 15 GB at least. Okay, because once you install virtual machine, I'm sure that you'll start installing lots of other softwares to start work based upon your preferences. So when you start doing it, you will find lots of space issues. So at least give 15 GB. If you have good space, you can give 30 GB, 40 GB, or 50 GB. I'll leave it to you. But if you're starting with, at least give 15 GB to start with, not just go with 10 GB. If you want to experiment, just go with 10 GB. But later you want to install some preferred software of your own, just give at least 15 GB. That's my suggestion. So click on create. Once you click on create, so this is created. Now what next? Okay, so what you do is that click on start. So before clicking on start, we can do something, but anyway, I'll click on start. So let's see what happens. Of course it will ask for the bootable ISO, so I need to select that, but I just clicked on start. I'm just waiting for the pop-up to come. Just wait for a second. Yes, some pop-up is coming. It's asking the startup disk. Yes, some ISO should be there. Already had that ISO. If you don't have, means already I installed it, it's there. So if you don't see this kind of options, just click on this folder. So it will ask where I need to go and search for that ISO. It's there in my desktop. So just leave this empty. I'll click on add. If I want, I click on add. So I'll go to my preferred desktop. Inside my desktop I do see a Kaiser. I have an ISO there, so let me click on this, make a note. I created, so I've created it, just choose it. So now you have that Ubuntu ISO, then start it. So make sure that you click the respective ISO, start in your VirtualBox. You will start seeing booting up accordingly. So just wait, you will see that it's checking some disks. So let's wait for that to complete. It's super fast, but I'll wait for it. So now it's checked finish. I get a screen like this. So it's asking, it's a welcome screen. So it's asking which language you want. Yes, I prefer English. If you are good with other language, go ahead and choose it. If you understand good. So it's asking, are you going to try Ubuntu or install Ubuntu? Either way you can do, but here we are focusing only on install. So let me click on install. That means I'm going to install this in this virtual box. I'm not going to try that. I'm going to install. So it's asking for the keyboard based upon your preference. You can do it. I'll leave the default, continue. So it's asking, is it going to be a normal installation or some minimal installation? I prefer leave the default. If you're just a beginner starting up, just going to experiment within the virtual box, leave the default. It's asking download updated while installing Ubuntu. Yes, click on this option, but make sure your Wi-Fi is also enabled or some kind of LAN cable. Everything is internet is enabled. So make sure that. So I prefer just leave the default as it is. Just click on continue. Now it's asking erase disk and install Ubuntu. Don't worry, don't get scared. It's not going to erase anything from your hard disk or whatever, wherever, whichever OS you are using. In my case, it's Windows. No, it's not going to erase anything. It's just you have allocated some 15 GB in my case. Okay, so that particular space we are going to install, it's going to be a fresh space. It's not going to impact you anything. That's the wonder of virtual box, right? So it's not going to impact anything else. It's going to occupy that 10 GB. Of course, we allocate it dynamically, so it's going to dynamically allocate only. It's a fresh space, so don't worry, don't get scared seeing erase disk. So you're just going, you allocated, you're just going to work on the allocated space, the free space within your machine. So just click on that erase, just click on install now. So now if you see here, automatically the virtual box is allocating some partition. Just leave it for the default, just click on continue. So it is asking where you are from. So based upon your location, you can choose it. You can just select it if you are from US, Europe, Russia, China. I belong to India, so I'm just selecting. I will just leave the default. Click on continue. So it's asking for the name. Any name you can give. It's all user defined. You define it. So I'll just give Kaiser Ubuntu test. I'll say I'll remove some computer name just to make sure that I have some good name, not VirtualBox and all. So remove the space, and it's asking for the password, whatever the password you prefer to set, but make sure that you remember this. Okay, so whatever you set it, just set it. So I leave it to you. So require my password to log in. Yes, my password. So when I log in, this password, the chosen password, should be entered to log in successfully. So click on continue. So it's doing installation work. It will take an average of 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, just grab a cup of coffee and be back. Meantime, I'm just waiting for this installation to complete. Now the installation is complete in Ubuntu OS within the virtual box. Click on restart. Yes, to reflect the changes, click on restart. So make sure that you click on press enter. Meantime, I'm just enlarging the screen size of the virtual box. Let's see what happens. By mistake I minimized it, but I'm going to enlarge it. Okay, so once I enlarge, if you see here, the screen size is not it's not resizing, if you noticed it. Okay, that is one big challenge. That's what that kind of activity will be doing now once we install this successfully. So let it get started up. So make sure that the password which you created while installing, enter the same password, please, if you recollect. Thank you. So click on enter. So it's asking for few information. You can set it up, or I prefer before, means it all depends upon your taste. If you want to set up your Google, Microsoft account, you can, but for time being, I'll click on skip. So just click on next. So you do want to send any kind of system information? I prefer no for time being. Let me click on next. So privacy, yes, disable that location services, click on next. So yes, I'm very much happy to start Let me click on done. So if you see here, the Ubuntu is installed very successfully. Voila, congratulations. So now you can see your Ubuntu screen is available, everything is available. You can do some kind of small test. What I would prefer is that go to the terminal, just click on show applications, search for terminal. So terminal. So click on it, enter, just type whatever the commands you wish to. Before I prefer, I'll say hash stop, something like that. Of course, I'll say sudo hash stop. Okay, so I believe I need to install that hash stop. Seems it's not that command. So what I will do is that I will just say df-kh. Just going to check the disk space. So if I click here, I do see that root is having 7 GB, 49% is got occupied. So I'm very much happy that it got installed, but there is a challenge still. What is the challenge? If you see, the screen is not able to resize appropriately. If you minimize it, it is having a good screen, but when I enlarge this, I'm not able to see that screen getting resized. Okay, many people will say that, hey, let's go to view. Okay, let me go to view. That is a full screen mode. You won't see that. You can experiment it. When you click on full screen mode, you will see there is an option called as auto resize guest display. This is what we need to enable now. So let's see how best we can enable this auto resize guest display. Before we do, there are many things you will see in internet that you can apply like this, like that. So you can achieve certain things, but it's more like touching your nose around your neck. So let's see whether we can achieve that. Whatever you see that in internet, plenty of information, but I have a trick for you. So let's see. Before that, let's see how best we can touch our nose around the neck. That means the internet solution. Wherever you see in many blogs or YouTube creators give some kind of round around the neck solution. So let's see what they are saying. So what people will say that go to devices, they will ask you to insert guest addition cd image. So click on it. So once you click on it, you should get a prompt. So just wait for a second. So yeah, it's asking, do you want to run it? So click on run. So run. So when you run, yes, it's asking for the same password which you logged in to your OS. So I'm just giving that password. So it's running. So let's see, but you will see an error here. So let's see what kind of error we will see, because I'm just trying to see the around the next solution, which wherever you see around the net, but I have a trick for you. So let's see. So here, if you see here, it clearly says that wait a second, it clearly says system is not able to set up a kernel module. Yes, install gcc make perl packages. That means it's this package is not available in this currently installed OS. So I need to install this package. So yeah, so we need to install this package. I know this will happen. So let me just click on controls, means I'm just sorry, I'm just exiting out from the window. So what I'm planning to do is that I'm going to install that perl package. So apt-get install hyphen y gcc make. All these commands will be given in your descriptions. Just be with me, that's all. So I need to install the Perl package. You saw there was a challenge. So I installed this Perl package. So let's see what happens. So I install this Perl package. Then what I'll do, let's see. Let me complete this installation. So I installed this Perl package. Yes. Then what you do is that this is a trick. Go to devices, go to optical drives, remove whatever you added, remove the disk from the virtual drive, just remove it and just unmount, force unmount it. So if you go to devices, you shouldn't see any kind of disk from the virtual drive. Don't click on insert now. What I'm planning to do is that go to your C drive. So let's see whether I'm seeing a virtual. No, I'm not seeing. So what I'm planning to do is that again I will do that insert guest addition because I want to see that. So let me click on insert guest addition. So let's see what happens. So again it's asking me to run. So let me click on run. So it's asking for me the password. This time I install poll. Let's see whether it's picking that dependency. So seems a system restart is required. So what I'm planning to do is that I'm just going to verify in view. I'm not seeing any kind of auto resize has been enabled. So meantime, what I'll do is that I'll restart and check whether that is option is getting enabled or not, because I did all the required operations. So let me click on power off, click on restart. So it's restarting and fingers crossed to check whether that option is re-enabled, dot auto resize. So let it restart. Now, can you see that wonder? I'm able to see that auto resize guest displayed got enabled. Thank you. So let me click on it. So let's see what happens. So I'll just minimize and resize and check whether it's resizing automatically. While I'm able to resize it automatically, can you all see this? Now it looks better. Thank you very much. So let me just quick terminal quickly. Yes, I'm seeing the terminal, everything df-kh. It's looking better now. Yes, now if you just go to this view and go to a full screen mode, you can see a very much good big screen in front of your laptop or desktop, whatever you're using. So with this, we can conclude today's topic, how to install Ubuntu OS in VirtualBox. Along with that, we saw one more activity, which is to resize this OS within this Ubuntu VirtualBox. Thank you very much for joining me. Stay tuned and don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on the notification button for more updates from me. Thank you. I'm your tech guru, Kaiser. Thank you.